Hello, I'm Luxakana, and today you're going to see two more apartments furnished because I was totally obsessed with furnishing. Like when Dream Home Decorator came out, my obsession with furnishing basically started, and I just couldn't stop. I didn't have any fun building shells or anything. I just wanted to furnish. Like I never had that before, and well, it like peaked at me building like three apartments in a row, and one of them you already saw. This was the family apartment I posted last week. And this week you're going to see the two smaller apartments that are basically in the same building. And yeah, again, it was so much fun furnishing this. It just really like helped to just get it out, you know? And I'm really happy that I could use a bunk bed in this build. And like this apartment, the first one you see, it is kind of small. It is kind of more cozy and run down. And I really like the apartment itself because it just is fun to like furnish this smaller space and still make it work. In the end, it looks quite big actually because like it has the bathroom and then like the living room that also functions as the bedroom, and then you have the kitchen and like a little dining area, and that's basically it. Also, I really like how the kitchen turned out because it looks so nice. I don't know why. It feels like this actually it actually feels like a home. Also, it was built with a budget. I set myself a 20K budget for this. So I think when you move in with two Sims, you can afford it. I hope. Apartments are weird with their pricings because when you move in, you can like either bulldoze it or keep the furniture, but you don't pay that much for it. It's weird. But yeah, I also really like. You will see that I will put up this blue painting over the Murphy bed, and that literally has changed the color scheme of the entire build because I loved this blue color so much that I kept it throughout the build, and I even added the blue curtains and everything just because of that stupid picture. But to be fair, it is a pretty cool picture. I really like it. And yeah, you see, this apartment was again playtested by my wonderful tester sim Nadine, and while playtesting, it actually worked out pretty well. I was surprised that she could actually pull down the bunk bed and everything worked fine, because I actually didn't expect it to go that well. Like bunk beds are usually not bunk beds, Murphy beds. Why do I keep mixing them up? Anyways, Murphy beds are usually not my strong suit, my personal strong suit. I definitely prefer using normal beds over Murphy beds because I think they're not that useful, but somehow here they actually worked pretty well, which is kind of a first, I would say. But yeah, there's a first time for everything. And also to just separate the rooms a little bit to make it feel a little bit more intentional, I put these spandrels in. They're from Snowy Escape, and I just love them. They have a good size to separate rooms, you know? Like usually when you get the spandrels from, for example, the base game, they're very, very, well, small. They're not that girthy. They don't have the thickness that I need. And these just have, and I love them for it. But yeah, coming to the end from the first apartment now, last thing I furnished was for some reason the bathroom. And I was kind of running short on money, so there weren't that many decorations, but I think it still turned out pretty well. I still was able to put at least some things there. For example, have toothbrushes and flowers and, of course, toilet paper. And yeah, I'm really happy how it turned out. I was glad that I could use some of the new furniture we had from Dream Home Decorator, like that mirror. For some reason, it actually worked pretty well in the bathroom, and yeah, I'm just happy about it. So, story wise, for this apartment, I haven't really thought of one. I think it's kind of a good apartment for like one or two Sims that just like living their childless life, because this is definitely not an apartment to have children in. It's just there's not the space you would need for children. Like you could maybe fit a toddler bed somewhere in here, but that's it basically. So in my humble opinion, you would need, as soon as your family starts expanding, a bigger apartment. But I think for the while being, it is reasonably priced and your family should be totally fine there. So yeah, slowly moving on to the next apartment. It's a bigger apartment. It's on the same like apartment lot, and for that one, unlike the other, I actually raised up the like fake platforms kind of a lot, and that was because the walls all around in this building, they're pretty high. And yeah, on one side, that's pretty cool because you can do really cool platform tricks and you can really use these giant windows these apartments have, it is arguably pretty cool. But to be fair, sometimes you just need a more reasonable wall height, and with platforms, luckily, it's way easier to regulate that. And I'm really surprised that not more people start building apartments again, because this this changes apartments completely for me. I'm really not the biggest fan of city living, and I'm not the biggest fan of apartments, but this concept with platforms just makes it a lot better. And also, I would like to add that I had a great discussion with sectionals again. This time, like the things you can put on the walls and stuff, like the sectional, what's it called, closet things. And yeah, they're like in theory, they're very cool. Like they snap to the wall, everything's fine until you have a wall in front of it because you want to have an arch and it's not. And I kind of wish it was more like in The Sims 1 where the walls would only go down when you hover over it with your mouse. I I don't know if you've noticed, but I've played The Sims 1 again. I had a little bit of problem installing it and stuff because the CD, I need to play it, had like a scratch and stuff, so I had to figure out stuff about that. But in the end, it worked out and I could play. And I really missed some of the features in the build buy mode, and I didn't expect to miss that now that I think about it that much. Like, I sincerely miss it that you can just hover over walls that you want gone, and when you just put your mouth away from them again, they're back again, so you can see again what the hell you're doing. It's a good system, and I really kind of miss it. I wish there was like an option for that too. And like, yeah, you didn't have like a free cams, so you had to like weirdly rotate stuff and stuff like that. So I can definitely see pros and cons in the Sims 1 buy mode. But yeah, for this bedroom now, you see I hung up blue curtains, and it has like this seance room because I wanted this apartment to be for like a medium. To be more precise, this one I actually thought about a story because it said that this apartment was like creepy and weird things were going on here and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, once upon a time, there was an old woman. She was a medium. She had a seance table, and she tried to communicate with the spirits that lived in this apartment because some weird tragedy happened before her time. So when she finally reached the spirits, her time was already up and she died. So now her grandchildren, they live here because they want to live in a cool city. And long story short, the new children are here and they put new furniture, and it's so new and cool and modern, but they kind of can't put out some of the old stuff the old lady had in. For example, the spandrels from the Oasis kit. By the way, I love the Oasis kit. Have I ever mentioned that? And I totally used a lot of stuff from the Oasis kit in here because I just love the Oasis kit. Anyways, moving on. The kids just put more new modern furniture in here and tried to replace everything they could. But they kind of didn't want to touch the seance table because, you know, it kind of looks haunted, and like the old woman's bedroom and stuff, they don't really want to mess with it too much. What if the ghost gets angry and stuff? So they kept a lot of the older-ish furniture, but they still put in some of their new ones. And I would imagine that like probably the medium's either granddaughter or grandson would live here on their own or with their spouse, mainly because I think that this apartment again is not that child friendly when you have weird angry ghosts and a medium that died in here. So I really wouldn't recommend this one for family gameplay. I would definitely recommend the one down the hall. That's way better. But I think, yeah, this one is definitely more expensive. So if you want to have like an expensive luxury storyline for a legacy family, like when you play legacy at some point, you will have a lot of money. And when you then say, okay, my grandma had a lot of money, so she bought that apartment and then like she gave it to her kids. That I think that's a reasonable storyline for gameplay. And also, I think if you play with like a younger sim and they have like this big kitchen, big dining table, big hangout space, I think this would be pretty cool to play in, honestly, because it just has the space a young adult sim actually needs. And I really, really like that. Also, I'm a really big fan of the bedroom because I think it really turned out good with all the modular furniture, although I had such an argument with them. And I really wish you could like just turn off snapping for just a minute, so you can adjust things the way you want to without them snapping into weird places, please. But I mean, what can you do except learn how to mod and do it yourself? But yeah, for the dining room area, I really wanted to have that round table, and I had to adjust it a little bit when I was playtesting, but it was fine. It wasn't too bad. And I also put like one of the chairs from Nifty Knitting in there because I thought it was just cute having a chair there. Like maybe it's the old woman's chair, the medium's chair. And like she used to sit there and knit stuff for her grandkids and stuff like that. I think that would be like a cute thought to have. And also, I just put a lot of pots and plants in here because I think that's something that like older-ish people kind of do in their homes and apartments, or at least those that I know. But yeah, the build is coming to an end. I'm putting finishing touches everywhere, and I think the last thing that is missing again is the bathroom, which is honestly not too interesting. I think the bathroom in every build is kind of the thing that you either do first or last, depending on your mood, at least for me. Because when you're uncertain in a build, it's easy to start with the bathroom because you just need to have certain boxes ticked to have a bathroom that looks decent. And when you like have a great idea for furnishing and stuff like that, I feel like doing the bathroom last is kind of relaxing and nice because you just have to tick the boxes and all the cool things are already done, so you can kind of maybe even branch out a little bit. Like for example, here I tried to do something fancy with the bathtub. It's actually functional. I play tested it. You can thank Nadine later. And yeah, I'm really, really happy how it turned out. Again, toilet separate. I think the only thing I really don't like about apartments is that you can't put 4 differently colored trash bins in them. Sorry, I just really like recycling. And I want my Sims to be able to recycle, please. But yeah. Those have been the 2 apartments. I hope you like them. If you want them, I will try and upload like all the different rooms to the gallery, which is honestly a mess. I tried it for the first apartment already and oh boy, I gave up. Anyways, I'm trying to like this week upload them all to the gallery. Believe me, it is kind of a process because you have to save every room, you have to give instructions where to put them, and after that you still have to put them on the gallery with correct tags, names, everything. It's a whole process, and it's a lot of it's a lot of rooms because every platform counts as a room. Yeah, it's annoying. And that's kind of what I think will apprehend me from building more apartments, because this might legit be one of the most annoying things I ever experienced in my entire life. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the apartments, and I see you in whichever video or stream you will watch next. Bye!